Hey, so what's up, guys? Alright, it's review time again, and today, well, something a little bit different. The Spica Pro MTL RTA. Yep, bit the bullet, got one. I've heard nothing but good things about it, like amazing, adjustable chamber, like adjustable height in the chimney. Yeah, brilliant, really good engineering, really good machining on it as well. Built for the throat hit. Nice. All about the throat hit. It's very, very good. I mean, this is why we vape MTL, to get that nice mouthful of vapor and then the back draw down the throat and that little bit of a hit right here. Keeps those stupid cravings away. Does the job, and MTLs are usually built for pretty good flavour as well. So, yeah. Okay. Here's the box. Let's go and have a look at the contents, huh? Alright, we get an up close and personal happening. So let's have a look inside the box and see what you get. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, actually. I'll have a look at the back of the box first. So Sirius mods. We designed Spica Pro for whom appreciate the throat hit, so we can keep doing it with passion. Includes one Spica Pro atomizer, Spica, one by spare glass tank, one screws and O-ring set, one roof piece adjustment key, we'll cover that, one 3-leaf air 510 pin, one 5-leaf air 510 pin. Materials, we got stainless steel 304, Ultim Peak for the insulator, as you'd expect. Short glass, a German glass, which is from memory borosilicate glass, which resists heat pretty well. And PC, I'm sure what the PC is. Anyway, www.seriousmods.com, made in Turkey. Nice. Very, very nice. Now, I've split the tabs on this and had a look at it already, so yeah, I sort of know what to expect here, but wow, it's a serious piece of equipment. It really is. Put the box over there for a sec. So for the atomizer, I'll just slip that out, hold it up. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. We've got the chimney adjustment key over here. Just pop the addy down there for a sec. Grab the key. So the key, just pop it out of the base, in there with an O-ring on it. So there's a 5-sided head, or a pentagonal head on it, and you basically adjust the chimney, but we'll cover that in a minute. So pop that back in. Now you've got your other airflow adjusters. Wow, these can be a bit difficult to remove. Go, pop one of those out so you can see it. Now the idea being, get up off the chair a little bit, that you've got 3 little pieces cut out of the top for your airflow. So it is remove your standard old 510 pin, take that out of the bottom, and then just screw in a different airflow adjuster. Get some focus on that. So there's the 3. The other one should be the 5. Get that up as well. Get some focus on that. Yep, that's your 5-leaf, as they call it. 5-leaf. Yep, nice. Alright, pop those back in. Nothing in the bottom of the box there. Just pop that back in. I've tested it with the 7 that's already in there, and it's not too bad. With the airflow adjustment on the bottom of the Atty, that's fine. I found on 4 holes is pretty good. For me, it's fairly restricted without being too over the top, but I can get a decent draw on that. The machining on this, first thing that struck me when I pulled it out of the box, that machining, that is so smooth. We're talking Typhoon smooth here, properly engineered, properly machined. Wow, just taking the deck out of the bottom was, oh man, those threads, buttery smooth, buttery smooth. There is nothing in those threads. That is so smooth. Pop the deck back in there for a sec. Yeah, that's very nice, and it only has to be snug, and then your airflow ring comes back into play. Tighten that up a little bit. Yeah, very nice. Open the full 5 holes. Yeah, 4 seems to be about the magic number. Haven't put a build in it yet. Thought we might do that in the video. So, but so far, wowee, it's pretty nice. 22 mil So yeah, you can expect good things. It's going to be nice and tight. Alright, so I'll go and take the bottom off. One of the best things, because the Spica is designed specifically for throat hit MTL, if I go and grab the tool here, while it's all together, and you can do this with the deck on as well, one of the coolest things about this Addy is inside, looked in there, you can see a little split section, like a little bit of a shadow. That's the top of the chamber inside. So the top of the chimney section, if you like. The beauty of this is you can actually drop the adjustment tool down here and you can catch the top of the chimney and you can adjust that as you go. So adjust the size of your chamber depending on exactly what you want. Throw a different build in there, different size, different resistance, different wire. You can test out a bunch of different positions. Obviously, smaller the chamber, the more condensed you think it's going to be. Just push that back down again. I might have taken it just a touch too far. It's the only thing I've seen some of the other reviewers talk about, was they did allow you to overwind it to a point where it could potentially drop onto your coils. I think Todd had it right in Todd's reviews, where you could probably count the number of full turns until it comes away from the threads. Okay, if you really want to, just adjust that all the way down. Take the tool out, and there's the top of the chimney. Just pop straight out. Otherwise, I actually like it. I like the idea of an adjustable size chamber. I think that's pretty cool. Just gonna pop that in there. There we go. Get the tool in there again. Just give it a little push. Start the threads. Good to go. Very, very nice. And again, squeaking there is because I haven't lubricated that O-ring, but the feel of that thread, whoa, yeah, it's very, very nice. Alrighty, so start taking it apart, I suppose. So the drip tip and the seat on the drip tip there comes off as one piece. So just give that a bit of a wiggle. There we go. The little pins, or the little teeth on the bottom of the assembly here are actually used for juice flow adjustment. So if you look inside there, if I just grab the tool again, you can see a little, like a little locator on one side, or a little lug on one side, or a socket on one side, another socket on the other side. Plonk that drip tip back in. Let's make sure I've got it in the right position. Yep. Click it home. Have a look at the bottom of the chimney here. Twist that around. There's the juice flow. It's like perpetual, so you can just keep spinning it. Haven't got that plugged right in. That's better. Yep, there's your juice flow. I'll go and pop the deck back in so you can see that. Screw that back in. That's better. Now you actually get the two holes inside there. It's better try and get those in the shadow a little bit. Turn that around. One hole. No holes for when you're filling it. Turn it around, single hole, dual hole. Should be a very, very good way to avoid getting dry hits if you're just chain vaping it flat out. So alrighty, that's the basics of it. So go and take the drip tip back off, stick that down there. The whole top section here with the little cogs around the outside, or the little machines around the outside, that whole section actually comes off. I remember Todd having a bit of trouble with this because it is a little bit tight to begin with. Remember, I haven't built this yet, haven't filled it up with liquid, so I haven't put any lubrication on the O-rings. It is coming off. It's a little bit tight when you first get it out of the box. And there's your refill ports. Nice and easy, just one on either side. Fill her up and away you go. Nice and simple. Take the base off and drop the chimney section out there. So maybe on with the build then, hey? I got basically took everything apart, couldn't quite get the glass off. Geez, that's two tight O-rings internally on the glass there. Holy smoke, I was afraid I was actually going to break the glass, to tell you the truth. The machining on this thing and the fitting of the O-rings, wow. Just, yeah. I thought the machining on the Kaifeng was pretty good. Also on the Squape, the Enduro, wow, that's another really good atomizer. Yeah, I wasn't just, no, just crazy. Alright, so we got the deck out. Deck's here ready to go. Grabbed out one of the coiling tools. Had a bit of a look. I reckon it's 30 on this end. I reckon 30's a little bit of a squeeze. I'm only using 26 gauge stainless wire here, but still, yeah, 25 I think would be the go. Room to move, can mess around with it a bit, should be fine. I reckon probably half a dozen wraps at 25, so, or 2.5 I should say. Alright, go and whack the tip on this. Already cut off a little piece of 26 gauge from the spool here. Little plug for the Vaping Aussie there. Okay. I'll go and get this together. Leave myself a bit of a leg out one end. Easy. Alright. Having a look, it's a fairly flat deck. I'll just put those down for a second. It's a pretty flat deck between those screws. There's just a little groove in the centre where the coil goes, straight over the top of the air leaf. So, what I'm thinking is probably put the legs underneath rather than over the top. So I'll start off with an under wrap. Get it over here. Alright, as I said, probably give it about 6 or 7 wraps. Just going to see how it goes. Don't want to go too overboard on the first build, because it is the first build. I've only just got it out of the box tonight. Just going to compress that coil a little bit. See how that looks. Yeah, I could probably get one more wrap on that, and that will be just about it, I think. Just straighten that leg up a little bit. That's good. Leave a bit of excess on there to play with. Extra bit of wire. Okay. Just compress that coil a little bit. Get it ready to go. Bend the legs in because I know these are going to have to join pretty close on this. Not the biggest deck in the world for 22mm. It's basically the same as the Prime, so I treat it much the same way. With these two, if I just grab a little Phillips head driver, wrong one. You can see, if I get this into the light a little bit, little lips on either side of the screw. A la Kaifeng. It's a bloody great idea because you can actually wrap your wire around the back of here and then bring it in under the screw. So when you're turning it clockwise, you're locking the wire in there instead of having it trying to ping out one of the sides. Or you can just go straight in the edge. I'll loosen that screw up. There we go. Perfect. Plenty of room under there. You could bend it back on itself. Cut the wire off nice and easy and just push it underneath there as you tighten the screw. So it should be pretty good. Alright, get the screws up a bit. Give myself plenty of room. Okay. So let's go and get this in. Just take the coil off there for a sec. It has actually spaced itself out a bit, so tighten that up a touch. That's a bit better. Spacing out a bit along the back edge, but that's alright. Snip off the extra bit of wire. Okay. Push those legs in a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit better. Sorry, doing all of this out of the camera. Can't see it there, so just bend those legs over a touch. It's pretty good. Should be good to go. Yep. It should sit in there just nicely, I think. Just going to flatten that down a little bit. Alright, get that back one tightened up. Yep, I like the screws on this already. It's not bad. Just loosen that nearest one off a little bit. Get the wire up under that. Okay. Pretty simple if you're used to building on the Typhoon, or well, just about any other of the smaller atomizers on the market. You'll get the hang of this one pretty quickly, I think. I'll just bend that wire up a bit. Get in there nice and close. Give it a little snip. Now there is a little bit of room over the back there, so what I might do, get the screwdriver, or you could use the tweezers. Just bend that wire in on itself a touch. Flatten it in there without scratching the side of the deck. Should be fine. Not enough hanging out there for a short, so we should be good. Okay, just retighten those screws. Nice. There we go. 2.5 ID 26 gauge stainless. Nice. Definitely my favourite wire, and I don't mind using a contact coil on these because I usually go with temperature control, so always stops the gunk from building up too fast. You get sort of a bit hit and miss results sometimes with spaced coils, so gave me a crack for a little while. Just going to have a look how that's sitting over the top, so I get just a little bit of daylight over the top of the air there. Cool. Just going to grab a mod. Should have had the mod prepared and ready to go, I suppose, but I didn't. Yep, trusty old BMI should do the job. A couple of Minion 18650s, isn't it? Yep, married batteries. We're good. Okay, 15 watts. Yeah, it's probably be alright to pulse this up. I'll leave the cover off it there for a minute. Actually, just knock the wattage down a little bit while we glow it. Go down to about 6 watts. That's a start. See what it says about the atomizer when we put it on. Yep, nearly half an ohm. That's not too bad. Alright, just put that over there for a sec. Let's get some power through it. Got the fan on here at the moment too, so it's probably going to cool the coil as we go. A little bit of colour. That's better. Nice little glow. Not too much red hot shenanigans. Alright. That's pretty good. 6 watts. I'll just give that a quick rinse. Alright, so that's got all the little gunk bits off the wire there after we warmed it up. Just get a little wipe. Make sure everything's hunky-dory. Nice. Yep, looks pretty dry. Put a wick in it, I suppose. You've got your juice holes on the side there, which you can see once you put the tank back on either side, so they're cool. Should just be a matter of stuffing the wicks right down in there, I would say, and block the juice holes just nicely, I think. Make sure you don't get any leakage or flooding in there. Be to go. Okay, the old prime. I don't mind a bit of prime. I know there's a lot of other cottons on the market. I still come back to prime. Tried a bunch, can of cotton and couple of the other ones that are out there. Had some Kendo for a while, gave that a go. Prime I find works pretty well for me on MTLs, so just sort of stick with it. It doesn't burn quite as quick as the old regular bacon, so snip there, so I'll just hold that down, yeah. A bit of an idea of how long those wicks need to be. Hold it down the side there until it hits the juice holes. Yeah, looks pretty good. Not really one for fluffing things out too much, because despite fluffing the ends of the wick, you can't fluff the bit that's under the coil. So to me, I don't know, I watched a lot of reviewers, a lot of different opinions on fluffing wicks. I stuff them in there pretty tight, but at the end of the day, yeah, you can't adjust the bit that's inside the coil, and that's going to swell up as well. I mean, you're helping the capillary action out on the side here. I can understand that. By opening up the fibres, they're going to absorb pretty well. Look, honestly, I've never had a problem, and once I get going, I just about chain vape on my MTLs, so stuff that in there. Just make sure that we cannot see anything inside those juice holes. Cool, yeah, plenty of cotton inside there, plenty of cotton in the other ones. Yep, should be pretty much good to go. A little bit of fluffy stuff hanging around there. Alright, grab some DIY jungle juice here. It's a nice chocolatey bourbon job that I've got, so whack a bit of that on there. It's 50-50 mix, so it's going to flow pretty well on the wicks anyway. I see a lot of guys that want an MTL at 70-30. Hey, power to you, I say. Go for it. I don't mind a 50-50, particularly for a little bit of extra throat hit. I find that works for me. But hey, whatever you want to do, it's all good. Alrighty, so as I go, I'm just going to grease up these O-rings. Just grab a little bit of straight 50-50, yep. Just give everything a little bit of a lube. Putting it back together, and I don't want to strip it down again anytime soon, probably in a couple of days. Go and re-wick it. But yeah, I don't want to be snapping O-rings or anything when I put it in. Right, there's not much inside the bottom of the tank there that you can lubricate. You could probably do the threads if you wanted to, but the threads are pretty good on their own, I reckon. Pretty good. Alright, and what I might do is just put the cap back on the juice. Might just go and reassemble the rest of it. So go to the box again, grab out the super cool little Spica tool. Spica. I have to go and look up the pronunciation so I get it right. Okay, whack the top of the chimney section back in there. Just going to hold that in there. It's the only thing. That's the fiddly bit. Once you loosen it, it's very difficult to get the weight back onto it to get it threading again. There we go. Alright, what I'll do is I'll actually leave the chimney section wide open. Leave it with as big a chamber as we possibly can. I'll just put, I noticed it's squeaking again, so I'll just put a bit of lube around that. Whoops. Dropping stuff. Fiddly little bits all over the place here. Whack a bit of 50-50 on that. Should go pretty well. Okay. Bring that back up and gently Bentley with the tool, and you'll get it threading like that. And no more squeaky. Nice. Alright. Yep, I'll leave the chamber at full height and we'll see how it goes. So that's as big as you can take the chamber on a Spica. Okay. I'll pop that section back in. Just push that back down. Should have actually lubed up that ring on the top while I was going. Pop that back out. A little bit of juice around the top there without getting too carried away. Just push that back in. Nice and easy. Yeah, that goes in a lot better with that in place. Alright. Just check, yeah. Holes are there on the side, so it's in far enough. Can't go any further. Alright, just go and whack the top back on the tank. Screw that down so it's snug without being crazy tight. Alrighty. Make sure airflow is closed. Alright. Top on, I'm just going to make sure the juice flow is closed so you can just stick the mouthpiece in there. Drip tip section, there we go. Just completely close that off and fill her up. Got a reasonable capacity in the Spica as well. It's pretty good. I'd say because I'm outside the EU, I've probably got the 5ml version. I must go and check that out and just verify that before I stick this video up online. Alright. A little bit of a grease up on the O-ring on the bottom of the cap here. Sure we got a bit in there. This was super tight, straight out of the box. As I said before, I remember Todd saying this is one of his cons with it. I'll tell you what, it's so well machined. Just give that a bit of a twist. Just not going to put it on crazy tight. It's the only thing. That's it. That's just snug. Alrighty. Whack the drip tip. Adjustment type section back on top of that. Just got to find the little locators. There we go. Pops on in one movement. Nice and easy. Shouldn't see a line underneath there if it's adjusted on properly. Just bring that up to the camera a bit closer. Yeah, you shouldn't see any gap underneath here if it's popped in and you've got it located properly. Look, the majority of people that are going to be using these are they're going to know what they're doing anyway. God, the Asmodus click screen. Whoops. Right, there we go. I'm going to hit this at about, I reckon off the top of my head and from memory with this particular chip, probably hit it at about 15 watts and see how it goes. Half an ohm at 15, yeah. Just going to open the juice flow back up. Get the holes open there. Yep. Get some air bubbles, that's nice. She's wicking just fine. Just give the tank a little bit of a tweak. Open those air holes. Perfect. There we go. Got some air bubbles in there. She's good. Alright. Just open up the airflow. I was testing it out before and I reckon, yeah, probably about 4 out of 5 holes will be where I'll vape it. So, alright. Let's test it out. Go and put the side back on the mod because the minions look a bit silly up against that tank. There we go. Nice. Alright. Oh yeah. Oh geez, I weren't kidding about the throat head. Yep, it's there. Alright. Yeah, 4 out of 5. That's a... God, that's a flavoursome vape too. Mmm. Wowee. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, if you like a tasty vape. That's yeah. Spica's right up there with the best of them. Yeah, baby. Good throat hit too. Okay. So we'll go back to the up close and personal shot. So okay. What's the verdict on the Spica Pro? It's, damn, it's a good tank. Yeah, as soon as you start pulling it apart, like, I mean, the presentation, right? The presentation. Black felt box, all the parts, spare tank, spare O-rings and screws and stuff up the top. I didn't actually show those, but that's alright. It's all good. Yeah, like, the box itself, nice and thick around the edges. As I said, you start pulling this tank apart to go and give it a clean before you build it for the first time, and it just smacks of quality. You pull the metal apart, it's not flimsy. Oh yeah, let's cut some corners and try and economize on cost by not using enough metal on the parts of this. No, it's anything but. How does it vape? Holy smoke. Flavour for days. Plenty of vapour there. If that's your thing and you just want to fill your lungs but get like a nice MTL draw with a nice throat hit, you could do a lot worse. You could definitely do a lot worse. No, I'm only tooting that. As I said, 15 watts. It's a bit difficult to see there on the display, but yeah, 15 watts. It's a little bit under half an ohm, 0.47, and that is such a good vape. That is such a good vape. The big difference, I did all the Chinese tanks, well, a lot of the ones that are around. Even bought a clone or two here and there, things that you just couldn't buy genuine anymore. I am really glad that I bought a genuine one of these. The way I look at clones, they're very good. If it's something that isn't available anymore, fantastic. Go and get a clone. Right, you'll know what all the fuss was about. Maybe one day you track one down second hand. That's great too. Then you'll own the genuine article, albeit used, you know, and that's fine. Hey, still toots the same. The only thing I find is that if you get a bad clone, you got to do a lot of reviews. Got to do a lot of research. Got to check out a lot of reviews and shit. Who does the best ones? Who does this? Who does that? Only one company does the authentic. That's the thing. So, I mean, if you can possibly afford one of these, by the time you buy 2 or 3 clones and you go, not quite happy with the build quality, or the O-rings don't fit quite properly, like on the Typhoon Prime, the SXK one, machining on it's really good. The O-rings are rubbish. You have to exchange them with authentic O-rings. So yeah, that's my theory on it anyway. By the time you go and buy a couple of clones, you know, it depends how much you're paying for them, and then you got to get shipping, and you add a few things up, and then you get a couple of not so good, and you just don't know. Look, honestly, if you can possibly afford it, start off with even the cheaper Chinese RTAs, and then go and buy something like that genuine. You'll notice the difference right away. I've got a Fumitech Rose there. I've got a Hurricane. It's not really an MTL. Got a Churchill Sherman there as well. Sorry, a Sherman Perla. Got like an older Spire there and a Spire Nautilus. That's still a pretty good tank despite screw-in coils, which I'm not a real big fan of because I'd rather do my own. Yeah, I've got there's a Siren 2 over there, like a 24mm Siren 2. Honestly, they're a pretty good vape, but ultimately at the end of the day, you're really going to get what you pay for. You really are. Anyway, I'm not going to lecture anybody anymore about what they should buy and shouldn't buy. This I actually purchased. Like, I'm still very small time reviewer, so I have to actually purchase things to be able to review them. I'll tell you what though, this is worth every penny. That's first build, straight into it. Just whack some 26 gauge stainless in there. Nearly got it up to half an ohm, so about 15 watts. That's magic. That thing's just singing. I can't wait to experiment it with some more. And that is such a good vape. That is so good, man. I've still got the Scrape over here as well. Here's the Enduro MTL. That's got a much bigger coil in it, and I'm hitting that at like 28 watts. I've got half the power with probably half the coil size, and that stands to reason proportionately. And it's a very good vape. Great flavour. I might actually tune the chamber down a little bit more, drop the head on the chimney, close that chamber up a little bit, try and condense everything a bit more. I suspect, I don't know, a bit 50-50 about what's going to happen with the flavour, but I know, like, condensing that vapour into that small chamber, that throat hit is just going to go off the scale. So it should be very good fun to experiment with. Yeah, that's a seriously good tank. All right, I'm going to leave you to it. Go and get your own. Toot on, as long as you're not smoking cigarettes. Winning in my books. Alright, talk to you soon, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. Remember, if you like it, you can subscribe below. Alright, keep on trucking, and I'm going to keep on tooting this thing. Alright, peace out.